Welcome back, guys. Here we are. It's the final episode in Series 1. Where will we see these Reading starlets get to? How will their careers have progressed? How will they end them? There's only one way to find out. Keep watching. But don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment below on teams and young players that you'd like to see us do a feature on in the future. Enjoy. Okay guys, so the year is 2026. Let's have a little look and see where the Reading boys are at now. So, first up, Michael Elise. Still at Rangers. How's he been getting on? Obviously, guys, we've got a lot of the attributes of all masks now. Now he's not playing for us, and we are no longer at Reading. But Michael Elise, after signing for Rangers for 14.75 million, had a good first season, 11 goals, 11 assists in 35 appearances. Last season, 34 games, 14 goals, 11 assists. Slightly less on the average rating, but a better output from Michael Elise. Going into the new season, 26-27, let's see how Elise will get on. Next up, we will check Thierry Neves, still at Watford. Again, went in at Watford into the Prem for 19.75 million. Obviously, it was initially 16 mil. But with add-ons, it's gone up. So he's obviously achieved. Done well in the first season with 4 goals in 13 appearances. But then last season, not so great. And Watford dropped out of the Prem. 21 games, no goals, only 1 assist. Not great for an attacking player. First season back in the Championship. 7 goals, 4 assists, 40 appearances. It's not bad. Watford haven't gone back up though. So it wasn't enough to elevate them. Boyce-Clarke next up, still at PSG. Now again, Boyce-Clarke went originally for 8.5 million. Cost so far has risen to 16.25 million. It's potentially going to go up to 20. Now Boyce-Clarke came in initially a bit part player than last season, done quite well, but again only bit part. 25-26 season, he started to take more control. 21 appearances, conceded 22 goals, but he's played a lot of the games in Europe. Not been fantastic in the league, although he's made 5 substitute appearances, which either means that Paris Saint-Germain's first choice keeper is injury prone, or is not making it through games, getting sent off or something like that, but he's not covered himself in glory. They're not great figures at the end of it. Only 4 clean sheets in that period of time as well. So he's got his big move, but is he kicking on? And finally, the only person who was still at Reading, last time we checked, Dejan Tetek, is no longer at Reading. He's now at Olympique Marseille, in their second team, admittedly. But how's he been getting on? So he went into Marseille for 1.2 million, and that's the total cost. Didn't play in the first team. Played for the second team. 19 games, 2 goals. No assists. And it's not a great rating again. Then he did make 2 appearances last season for Marseille's first team. Again, didn't do well. But in the reserves, 27 appearances, 5 goals, 5 assists and a player of the match. It's not a great rating again. But for a defensive midfielder, that's not too bad. What we're now going to do though, guys, is move this forward 5 years. All of these players will be hitting their peak age of 29, 28, maybe 30. We will see how they've progressed at that point in time. Stick around. Let's see how our guys have been getting on. So first of all, where is Michael Elise? Michael Elise is now at Marseille. So he had that time at Rangers He's made the move across to Marseille. And actually, he's hit the ground running. Maybe France is his place. He had a couple of great seasons in Scotland, but let's be fair. If you're a half-decent player, you look good in Scotland. Especially if you're playing for Rangers or Celtic. So, he's gone to Marseille. 18 million. No add-ons. Oh, no, there were add-ons, sorry. Minimum cost was 14.5, going up to 18. But 7 goals in the first 2 seasons, 5 goals in the next. He's got 9, 5 and 6 assists. But his average rating is consistent. And he's been doing his bit. He's been doing his bit. 28 years old. Still no international caps, though. Michael Elise, maybe peaking. Marseille is the biggest that he's going to come across. Next up, we have Boyce-Clarke, who is now at West Brom. Now, this is a drop-off. So, we knew Boyce-Clarke went to PSG for a lot of money. He played quite a few games for PSG. For 9 million, went to Leicester. Backup keeper only at Leicester, though. And now, for a mere 1.7 million, potential to go up to 2.2, he has joined this summer West Brom in the Championship. Again, no international caps. A lot of under-21 games, but no full caps yet. Did Boyce-Clarke peak at a young age? As a goalkeeper, you never know. He's only 27 still, but we will see. Thierry Neves, now at Celtic. And some of these stats now on the physical side are looking good. Again, no international caps. But at 28 years old, he's made the move to Celtic from Watford. Watford paid a lot of money for him. He done well in the Championship without ever setting it alight. He's gone to Celtic. But in his first season, considering he was bought for 11.5 million, just over 11.5 million, a potential cost of 15.5 mil, he's only played 2 games in his first season. How will he progress as well? 28 years old. Be interesting to see. And then finally, Dejan Tetek. Well, this is a fall from grace. 31 appearances that season. Admittedly, we were manipulating that to make sure he played. But 31 appearances in the Premier League, 17 in the Championship. He went to Marseille and played in the first team a couple of times, but mainly for the reserves. Mainly for Marseille's second team. Went to Nancy, played for both the first and second team. But then free transfer, League One to Wimbledon. Now, it's a good season for a defensive midfielder at Wimbledon in League One. But the average rating is not great. What we are going to do, guys, is we are going to move these people on 5 more years just to see where they're at, and then we will draw them in to retirement. So guys, it is now 2038. Every one of these players has either retired or is on the verge of retiring. Let's see how they got on. And let's see where we can rate their careers overall. So first up, let's look at, theoretically, the cream of the crop. And Michael Elise. We can already see he's right down the bottom now. No intention of going into management or anything else. He left Marseille after a number of years there. 8 years at Marseille. There we go. We can see 8 years at Marseille. 273 games. 46 goals. Left Marseille and went on a free transfer to Celtic and did not make a single appearance. Not surprisingly, he'd obviously been at Rangers before, so going to Celtic in the first instance was probably a big ask. But didn't make an appearance and retired at the end of his first season as a 34-year-old. Over the course of his time, after joining Marseille, he won the Sky Bet Championship with Reading. He won the Carabao Cup. At Marseille, he lifted the Europa Conference League, but that was about it. Carabao Cup, Championship and Europa Conference League. It's not a big haul for a guy expected to hit big things. But his overall record was good. Big money in transfers. The last one he went on a free transfer to Celtic, but prior to that it was a lot of money to Rangers and a lot of money to Marseille. Michael Elise, no international caps apart from under 21s. 34 years old, retired. What do we think? Next up, Boyce-Clarke. Now, still a player at Reading, but he is tailed off big time. We can see from his stats that last season only made 13 appearances, conceding 13 goals. He'd gone from PSG to Leicester to West Brom and then back to Reading, where he's basically, from looking at some of the Reading stats, he has made the playoffs a number of times, but never gone back up with Reading. Figure-wise, they're all right. They're not bad. Goalkeepers never get great ratings on here. So 680, 690s are a good sort of figure to be hitting, and he's done that on a fairly regular basis. If we look at what he's won over his time as well, again, best 11s, best 11s, best 11s, transfer record for clean sheets. But when it comes to actually winning competitions, his best things really were Sky Bet champions of the Premier League. Oh no, sorry, not Sky Bet. Sorry, the Premier League 2 division champions, so the Reserve League. Promoted via the Sky Bet Championship playoffs, but he wasn't first choice keeper. Won a few things, obviously at PSG, but never as first choice. UEFA Champions League runner-up, Coupe de France winner, League 1 champion, League 1 champion, Coupe de France winner, Coupe de France winner, League 1 champion. All things that are expected if he is going to be the goalkeeper at PSG. Played enough games to get the things each time, but that's it really. Again, it's not a massive haul, but it is again a consistent career. Some big moves, 16.25, 9 mil, and then 2.2, 2.7. Is Boyce-Clarke the key man out of these four? Next up we have Thierry Neves. Retired from football, now looking at becoming an assistant manager. His career stats, done well in the Premier League for Reading. When we enforced his play, his stats aren't great, but 38 games, he got 9 goals, 6 assists. Not bad for a team that got relegated. 19.75 million transfer to Watford. Now, I mean, you can't knock that. That's big money. Watford wanted him. They paid the money. He done well. He done in the first season. The second season, though, tailed off big time. Watford got relegated. He was then a consistent performer for 3 years in the Championship. Helped Watford get back to the Prem. And then barely kicked a ball. And Celtic paid £15.5 million to sign him. And that fell apart as well. Not really playing in the first season. Second season, played maybe 50% of the games. And then it tailed off again big time. And he ended up finding himself in America. At FC Dallas, at North Texas. At Dallas again at the end. And then North Texas at the end. And again, he performed all right in America. Not all of the games in the MLS. But it's not a bad career. If we have a look at his milestones, again, money being splashed out. He's in the Championship Player Select for Watford the season they went up. But after that, he's not really won anything. If we look at his competitions, it's a relegation, promotion from the Championship. That's it. But he has had a half-decent career in terms of games and goals. 499 games, 82 goals, 56 assists. It's not hideous. Finally for Reading, we have Dejan Tetek, who theoretically could still be a player. He's on a free transfer, but he is 35. We know that his career is coming to an end. What has Dejan Tetek done? Well, transfer-wise is minimal. Less than 2 million in transfers. The big move to Marseille did not work out. He spent most of his time playing in the reserve team. He then went to Nancy, where he played to start with and then ended up in their reserves as well. He played 17 games for the first team. 11, well, maybe slightly more including cup competitions and things like that, but primarily about maybe 17 to 20 games over the period of time for the first team in 3 years. Not great. He went to Clermont in League 2. Again, done all right stats-wise, but not enough to maintain a contract. Or he was only on loan, sorry. He went to AFC Wimbledon. Again, done all right, but it's League 1. And then Chamay Nortois signed him. He had a good career. A relatively good career in Ligue 2 in France. One season where he got relegated, but they came straight back up. He then went to Exeter and ended his career at Oldham not playing a game. Dejan Tetek, what did he win? Based on the clubs he's been at, I can't imagine it's going to be much. Won the playoffs in the Championship. Got promotion with Nancy's reserve team. Oh no, Nancy's first team, sorry, that there. Was League 2 champions. Got relegated with Chamay Nortois. Got promoted. And then relegated again. It's not a glowing career. But do we feel Tetek has matched his potential ability from the start? Guys, I'm going to let you know what I think. You let me know what you think. Who has made the big impression? Who has had that best career? Was it Thierry Neves? Was it Connor Boyce-Clarke? Was it Michael Elise? Or was it Dejan Tetek? Well, if we take the transfer fees and things like that out, I think from a point of view of their personal career, it's got to be Michael Elise. In terms of winning trophies and things like that, and their general sort of the amount they've transferred for a couple of times for, then you've got to be looking at someone like Connor Boyce-Clarke, who's moved for millions a few times, but has never been a first choice regular when he's been at a club winning trophies. Thierry Neves had a couple of big moves, but never really fulfilled that strong potential. Dejan Tetek got a big move and then he never progressed from there and ended up dropping down quite rapidly. In my eyes, and the way things are going currently for these players, you've got to go with the fact that FM21 has got it 100% right. And Michael Elise is the best and has had the best career. But guys, if you're looking for bargains, Tetek and Neves early in the game, you will get on the cheap. And you can never say no to a bargain.